Testing, testing, 1, 2, testing, testing. What's going on, guys? World from Sim Productions here, back with another ranking video for y'all today. This one I've been excited to do for quite a while, actually, since I thought the new season that came out. And today is my updated ranking on every season of Total Drama. Now, Total Drama, yeah, because you know, it's a reality competition show that's basically is an animated show that kind of makes on a lot of different reality shows that come out, like most notably Survivor, The Amazing Race. And I've pretty much been watching the show since the first year on Cartoon Network. It's around the time I also got into Survivor, which is my favorite show of all time, so I was literally obsessed with Total Drama. I was literally obsessed with Total Drama. Like, literally obsessed with the show when it came out. It's like, you wouldn't believe actually how obsessed I was, honestly. Like, really. Honestly, and since I've watched pretty much every season of the show, honestly, and having watched the recent reboot that came out on Italy very recently, I decided I think now is the perfect time for me to actually do a ranking video where I rate every season. Island, Action, World Tour, Revenge of the Island, All-Stars, Pockettail Island, there were Doctor Slates, and the reboots. And disclaimer, of course, I am not counting Total Drama because, well, it's TotalDramaRama. I would rather not rank that show because it's definitely not a reality show, so, like, yeah. So I'm just explaining how different the show feels in general. I'm not putting on this list, obviously. I'm not counting the 8 seasons I just mentioned. And it's something interesting looking back at some of these seasons and when I even watched some episodes of the show to fully reveal my thoughts on some of these seasons. So it was definitely not an easy list to do, and my top 2 especially I debated for a while, but I hope you all still enjoyed this ranking video of Total Drama. Again, I also do plan to do more Total Drama videos as well, and I would love to know what videos you like to see from Total Drama and what your ranking would be down below, especially if you've seen the reboot. So, enough being a wish, let's get started the list, shall we? Now, coming in at number 8, my opinion, the worst, the absolute bottom of the barrel of Total Drama is Total Drama All-Stars. Like, talk about a major disappointment. I mean, I really had no problem with them combining, like, the original cast with the cast members, like just in the 5th season of the show. Like, I never had a problem with that. Just the execution was pretty terrible, honestly. And while I will say, also, it's definitely, I wouldn't say it's a terrible show, like, it's bad, but it's not terrible. It does have some good moments here and there. It's one of the things that has some good moments that kind of sprinkle, but even in those good moments that kind of few far between, because the whole season's just a slog, honestly. I think having like 13 episodes really was kind of a mistake for this type of cast. And while there's definitely some decent relationships here and there, you don't really feel a lot of them. Some of these characters are now into just are not as great as they once were. Some even kind of just finalize it to one characteristic that just makes them not as interesting as they once were. Of course, most notable being Gwen and Courtney, who characters pretty much got ruined in this season. Courtney especially, like, wow, what they did to Courtney was just unforgivable. And while I want to say some other characters weren't really ruined this season, some of them definitely had to rotate just a bit lessened after this season. How some of these people don't even feel like a genuine all-stars. Like, I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing Sam back, but now it's a freaking all-star. You just don't feel that genuine fun drama that you once knew from Total Drama. And while the relationships kind of feel manufactured, a lot of moments just feel uninteresting and earned. Like, you don't really feel a lot of the friendships, the relationships, and the tenderness back and forth that what made Total Drama, well, Total Drama. And that's pretty unfortunate. I bet you there's also scenes where Chris starts to get a bit too insane for my liking. Like, he's always been insane. But some of the lengths he goes through in this season and the next season we're talking about, yeah. Just no. And don't even get me started on frickin' Mao, who is, I think all can agree, is probably the worst main villain in the entirety of Total Drama. Probably the worst character of Total Drama, period. Yes, I'm going there. I know there's some bad Total Drama characters, but he is the Mal, who is basically one of Mike's personalities, is the absolute freaking worst. Like, he's part of the reason why Mike isn't actually high in my top 10 best characters of Total Drama. I thought he was actually number 9, but what's with Mal? He probably would have been like a few spots higher, honestly. But Mal was a disaster. He's not where what villains should be. evil for thinking being evil, not really having any interesting qualities to him, and even a lot of the other things he does are just not menacing at all. And the worst part does that's always so irritating when it comes to villains, is that they basically make the other characters dumber and stupid. But like Zoe and Ren and Cameron especially get a lot more dumber for some goddamn reason. Just to make him out more menacing and interesting and think he's a evil villain that's really hiding his motives when he really isn't. He's really easy to spot, just everyone's just stupid. Which is the worst thing to do when doing Mage Tigers, and that don't even get me started on that friggin' finale either. Again, there might be some good moments and some good aspects in All-Stars, honestly. There are some good moments in some episodes, like that 100 episode, I think it was actually not that bad either. You get some nice little fun interactions in here and there. Some nice character moments, especially some involving Alejandro. Like, he's definitely also still starting this season, in my opinion. How I didn't even mind the freaking premiere, to be honest. But unfortunately, again, wasn't really very much the challenges, wasn't really found the actual drama that was there. The other thing, good ideas, how I didn't mind having Courtney and Scott having a relationship. But as a whole, yeah, also it was the first true major disappointment in Total Drama. It was the most frustrating I felt watching a Total Drama season. So I forgot kind of what made Total Drama, well, Total Drama. Sorry for a long date, but yeah, All-Star, in my opinion, is the worst season of Total Drama. Now, coming in number 7, we have Pocket Tail Island. Now, there's definitely a debate between All-Stars and Pocket Tail. I don't know which one is actually worse. It's like which one of these seasons are the worst or which one's better, honestly. I think both these seasons are bad in my opinion, and Pocket Tail Island isn't really any much better than All-Stars, honestly. It only has just one big positive to it, and that's Sean. In my opinion, Sean is probably the only reason why this season is number 7, honestly, because there are some episodes that are definitely a bit worse than All Stars, in my opinion. Like some like characters, all the stereotypes is that dude here like got a freaking water here, got a guy that just makes random noises, got the freaking evil twin trope. Like, are you doing the evil twin trope on Total Drama? You also have one random guy that just falls in love with every girl he sees. You got basically a Chris wannabe. You got basically a Honey Boo Boo ripoff. You got Dave, who was scared that was once actually not that bad in the beginning, but once he started having feelings for Scott, who is one of the most boring, probably the most boring Total Drama character in my opinion. I think he's much more worse than I remember being. Dave, just, do I need to say why Dave is terrible? Like, do I need to say it? I mean, I did join a couple other characters, like, Jasmine wasn't not that bad either, and what did I do with Scarlett and her Scarlett on the show was actually kind of interesting, and probably my favorite episode in the entire season. Like, that, I think that episode was great, was actually not that bad, was actually pretty good in my opinion with that change. And just wonders how hilarious it is, and even Max has his fun moments. and then of course there's a Disney princess archetype, which like, why? So the cast itself is not that great in here, that's not that good, but Sean is definitely the highlight of the season with his zombie antics here. He has the most consistent laughs of the season, has the most funniest moments of the entire season. Like, he's just an all-around well-rounded character. He has a nice relationship with Jasmine throughout the season, which is a relationship you would not expect, but it's probably the best relationship in this season. That pretty much other than that relationship, none of the relationships or friendships feel actually genuine or feel like they're actually natural or there. And you don't like build these characters upon their stereotype, which is kind of what makes this whole drama good if you build these characters upon their stereotypes. Which I'm missing the point of Total Drama. So again, literally Sean's like the only reason why this season is a number 7 here. Because again, like All Stars, this is a pretty bad season. Now, thankfully, those are the only two might being bad seasons of the show. Pretty much every season from here on out, all seasons I actually do really enjoy. And so it's definitely a debate of which seasons I actually like. I think I'm actually, when I did my record, I never actually thought, but which seasons I like more, honestly. And after looking back at the season, I'm now gonna list in full. So coming in number 6, we have Total Drama Revenge of the Island. The 4th season of the show that actually decided to have a new cast and try to develop a lot of random new stereotypes. You get a nice interesting mix here, honestly. Of course, there's definitely some characters that do kind of not that much interesting. We got the first Boo was someone that basically just talks about what the ancestors did, and that's really her entire character. You got basically the star-studded reality star like Dakota. Let's just go for an interesting transformation. Let's just leave it at that. You got Dawn, who a lot of people think is probably one of the most underappreciated characters of the show, and Dawn's rightfully so. Sam does have his fun moments, a lot more hilarious than I remember being actually nice. Except also a pretty underrated character in my opinion. You got Brick and Joe, who have kind of a nice little rivalry and back and forth throughout the season. By mostly just being like the same characters, honestly. You got Anne Maria, who basically is like just a show knockoff, and obviously, even when I watched this, I didn't really care for Anne Maria, and I still don't. That she just kind of quit out of nowhere. They just kind of quit out of nowhere, saying that she was rich, and then found out wasn't what she thought it was, and then she's like, I changed my. Yeah. But I think other characters, like Lightning, while a little less memorable than I remember being, does have its fun moments. Cameron was definitely a nice, interesting, being the Bubble Boy archetype was definitely an interesting thing, and I like his friendship overall with Mike and Zoe throughout the season. Also, Mike having like these zany personalities, like multiple personalities, and trying to hide from Zoe, which the storyline never really clicked with in some areas, but again, does have its moments. And again, why is Zoe a boring character? Why? Why? And then there's Scott, who is a pretty solid main villain, honestly. Well, think about his plans of throwing challenges doesn't really make much sense. It does make him a fun character, and that's what I read with this shark that season. And also seeing one Octopus Grace by being like more radioactive than ever, like it's really radioactive now, which is kind of insane. But you do get some nice back and forth, you get some nice challenges, and well, you get some signs of Chris going insane. It never really was deranged, or to that point at least. Not to how he did in All Stars, where basically he just went to kill everybody in Potter Island. He basically caused drama on purpose to throw people off, which kinda missed the point of the whole drama. Yeah, no other that should happen in Potter Island finale. So yeah, some characters and episodes are definitely better than others, honestly. Like, it's definitely not something it doesn't have like too many like all-time great moments, which is probably the only reason why it's number 6, but it's a season that overall I would not mind coming back to. I always do enjoy whenever I do. A lot of it thanks to most of those great characters, a lot of fun challenges, a lot of the nice references to other total drama characters like bring back. And then get a nice mix of some fun, great moments, but a satisfying finale. So overall, while others have the huge highs that the previous total drama seasons have, it again isn't a season I would not mind coming back to. It still might be a damn great season. Now, coming in at number 5 in the top 5 of my 5th favorite total drama season is Total Drama Action, the second season of Total Drama. And again, I watched the season as it was airing. Again, I was really obsessed with Total Drama when it was airing, honestly, and while it does have some plotlines I'm not really taking a huge on, I still have blast whenever I do revisit Total Drama Action. It definitely brings a smile to my face. Honestly. Again, this time storylines I'm not really huge on, like the whole trend up and night situation. I think all King Gray was really questionable, and the whole Beth boyfriend situation was also a lot more worse than I remember being, honestly. And we brought back Courtney into the mix, and who character kind of a little more unlikable this season compared to what she was in an island was kind of questionable. But overall, I still do have a blast with Action, honestly. I think a lot of that's because of the fun challenges, and I mean, pretty much every episode pretty much makes fun of a random movie genre, which, again, considering I'm someone that loves movies, obviously, that honestly, and seeing how they did in this season, it was kind of fun how they kind of make fun of a lot of certain genres of all the movies, like the monster movies, the alien movies, even do like actual films that chance where they film an actual scene. Like, they may go for a lot of different movie genres in this show, and while definitely some episodes are better than others, I definitely like those little references and those little moments that they do bring that to. And you get some great character moments as well. You get some fun, you get some characters that kind of were a bit underdeveloped in Ireland, at least a bit undeveloped, and a lot more screen time. Mostly with Justin, who comes a little fun antagonist throughout the season. I should like a lot of his fun moments throughout, especially when the people kind of solve for his ruse eventually, and just he's like, what should I do now? Like, should I use my brain now? Which leads to some very hilarious moments. Again, more of that Duncan Harold rivalry that I still really enjoyed. LaShawn Harold relationship that I still really enjoy, and Duncan's still a fun character. Owen's still up as ever. Despite a season where Halo didn't stand out more as a character than he did in Island, though he has great moments in Island. And well, you do get some fun eliminations as well. Of course, there's some eliminations that are kind of bullshit, like with the whole Lindsay elimination, but you know, it still leads to some fun moments throughout the season as well, some fun, hilarious moments. And there definitely some questionable moments, again, like Breath, like I mentioned earlier, and whole DJ and Chef lines, which, I mean, I don't hate much some people do, but it definitely has its questionable moments, and of course, the whole having Trent have an actual personality by making him be obsessed with Gwen, and kind of ruin that relationship from Island, which kind of makes some aspects for last season a little less interesting, which is very fortunate, and some reason Gwen was the bad guy here is by him laying it down nicely, and Trent even understanding. Like, yeah, so there's some storylines at the moment I don't necessarily agree with, which is probably why it's only a number 5 on this list, but yeah, I still do love TotalDrama action. I still wouldn't mind coming back to this season whenever I would get a chance to. Well, again, there's other time episodes that are better than others, and some moments that are kind of bullshit, like with that Lindsay elimination, which, really? Really? Other than that, I still show the challenges in the movie genre and found do make the season a lot more fun and entertaining and rewatchable. And you do get some great character moments from all that as well, so that's what makes Action such a great season to watch in my opinion. But often not being as good as Iron, honestly. You know, I don't think it's really as bad as some people make it out to be. I know some people really don't like Action, but honestly, I still, again, it could be nostalgia talk for some of these seasons, but it is what it is, but I still do love Action despite some of its shortcomings. Now, coming in at number 4, and I definitely debated between would be my number 1 and number 3, because I do think that might be fantastic seasons, honestly. There was definitely a little bit of, it was a little bit of a debate between which one I enjoyed more. I think these might be great and 2 amazing seasons, honestly, then don't really have like too many issues with them, to be honest. So it was definitely a debate for a bit. So in the end, my number 4, I decided to go with the Redonkulous Race, which basically is a spin-off of TotalDrama that obviously parodies The Amazing Race, where teams basically race around the world. Honestly, and again, a fun, nice, great cast of characters, honestly, throughout the season. You don't get too many, like, Tony, but TotalDrama, you get, like, Owen and Noah being this season, who I think is continues to be one of the best duos in TotalDrama, with Noah probably have more standout moments here they did in any of his seasons, which is, considering how Noah feels unlike his character, is definitely very refreshing. And you get Jeff return here, who's probably the best that they ever utilized Jeff in this show, honestly, and even having a nice relationship with his friend Brody throughout the season. They also bring back Leonard for some goddamn reason. Like, why Leonard of all people? Why Leonard of all people? But anyway, some new characters do get some pretty nice mix of them, honestly. You get some pretty interactions. Well, in the game, you don't get like many teams like interacting with each other, or at least some teams interacting together or trying to form alliances together. I think once they start to do that, when the season really starts to be really great, honestly, and fantastic, because you get a lot of different relationships, interactions. Like you see Noah actually trying to fall in love with someone, and that's kind of interesting to see. But just something like Noah seems, along with Owen being his supportive and lovable self, and being his funny and eating self. But I love Owen so much. But some new characters do get a lot of great mix. Like Emma and Kitty are a great pair. They do have some great moments and that great formality with each other. Stephanie and Ryan had an interesting back and forth, especially with how up and down relationships to be for the season. Other teams are fun, like the Vegans have some fun moments, the Geniuses, the twin brothers, the Rockers, the Steppers, that end up loving each other by the end of it. Who went from hating each other to now being best friends by the end of it. And I wish I could see more of that, honestly. You get these golf characters that somehow become a lot more standard than I actually remember to be. A fun father-son relationship that has some great moments, a mother-daughter relationship where someone was like, hey, I'm perfect, and then her logic gets shattered or to do with that. But of course, the standout teams I think are Carrie and Devin, who, well, Carrie has the usual saying, oh, I'm in love with my best friend. It's sort of actually stretched throughout the season, but it never feels boring or disingenuous, or it never feels like it's stretching out too much. It's a nice little back and forth that I really did enjoy, honestly. I did like the interaction, especially with other teams. And of course, the standouts are obviously Jock and Cosette, who are based off their main antagonists of the season, which is one of those teams that you just love to hate throughout the season, and yet they still have their fun and awesome moments throughout. But in my opinion, the best team is obviously Standards and MacArthur, who are just a great pairing, having that like good cop and bad cop dynamic, but obviously with being a race, that makes for some more fun and entertaining moments throughout the season. just and some moments that made me smile. But you have some nice heartwarming moments as well. So especially have some nice relationships between certain characters. So, so also there's not really too much I can really complain about this season. There wasn't like a team like this is like there's an episode like maybe again some of those team dynamics really was kind of why it's only number 4 honestly. Again, it was definitely a debate because I think it was definitely a debate between number 4 and number 3 honestly. Like honestly, they're both done. I don't love them just the same honestly. So there wasn't like any reason why it's a number 4 honestly, but despite the number 4, I still do love this season. I still think it is a great season of television. I think great season of reality TV, a nice really parody of The Amazing Race, and honestly, I wouldn't mind seeing season 2 if we would eventually get that. And also, the new Donna that was actually a nice addition, honestly, not as insane or crazy like Chris, but sometimes has that kind of criticisms here and there, but not as like wanting to kill people or wanting to injure people. He actually feels like he actually cares about the players, at least some of them at least. But he did was a nice addition. That players were great. It's weird that he actually ended up voicing Chris in the reboot, but we'll get into that when we talk about the reboot. But Don was also a nice addition. Now, coming in at number 3, we have Total Drama World Tour. Now, it's definitely a debate this should be before when I should put this or Douglas Race at number 3, honestly. Because honestly, I don't have too many issues with his race. Well, Tour has a couple of big issues that kind of do a bit more in All Stars. Like I mentioned, the whole Gwen and Duncan coordinated love triangle, which I never really mind that they focus on them way too much this season, even after one of them gets gone. Like, really? And then there's Sierra, who, while definitely has some moments, is a lot more creepy than I remember her being. Honestly, like. Also, not huge on the whole DJ Animal Curse storyline they went for, and the whole Team Breaker knockdown, and what they treated Ezekiel with. Has stuff that kind of leads to some pretty bad storylines throughout the remainder of the show. But, again, this season has so many great moments, so many huge highs that, to be honest, I had to put it number 3, honestly. Even by those issues, not saying I don't really hate those storylines, honestly, they just, I just felt they kind of went on a bit too long. So we do get some generally great moments, you get some generally fun and bombastic character moments throughout this season, like, you get some characters that were kind of like downplayed in Island and as well, that were kind of get more screen time, like Tyler and Noah, who probably has more standout moments here, though he obviously gets more done in his race. You even get a lot of dynamic between him and Noah throughout the season as well. And he's by his look, just a question. Gwen Corey has probably the best screen time he has ever appeared on any season of Total Drama. We get some fun episodes, you get some fun moments where basically they explore different areas around the world, and I thought how they must get challenges was a lot of fun actually, and get some fun character moments, some hilarious shenanigans that occur for that season. Of course, again, you got the 2 new characters in Sierra, who again, despite her creepiness, it might be a fun character. Again, the creepiness definitely is questionable, especially with her obsessive crush on Cody. But yeah, she does have a moment. She does have her genuine fun moments. And then there's Alejandro, who is definitely being the best main antagonist we have gotten ever in Total Drama. But Alejandro is a fantastic villain that somehow puts Heather to shame, honestly. And pretty much her dynamic with Heather for that season is pretty much what makes this season. Like, that dynamic in general, their back and forth, their villainous tendencies, like, we know this is probably the best season that Heather has been, honestly. There's also his back and forth with Alejandro was definitely fantastic, man, with some awesome moments, some bangs back and forth. And that's what it makes this season. Alejandro is even more nipple than Heather. Like, literally manipulated probably every single elimination that occurs in this season. And it makes for an amazing finale forward, what arguably is based on being the best finale in the entirety of Total Drama. So yeah, overall, despite my issue with some storylines, honestly, and how things are handled, I still do love World Tour. Also, the music is also pretty good. Again, some can kind of hit or miss, but it's one of the ones that hit. When song hits, it really hits. But I think there's even more big hits than misses, and even the misses aren't really huge misses, in my opinion. Like, they're not some of them are great, but they're not like huge, like down, terrible pieces of music or anything. Like, after music, I really did enjoy the musical aspect of this season. So yeah, I do love World Tour. It's definitely we watch despite some of his questionable storylines and having some epic that do end up getting worse in later seasons. But as a whole, I still love the season. It definitely belongs on number 3. Now we get to the top 2, and spoiler alert, my top 2 are positive to both the Island seasons. Total Drama Island, the original season, that show that started it all, and the most recent reboot that came a bit early in Italy, so I did. So I do definitely love both these seasons, honestly, for a lot of different reasons. Honestly, because one being the original and one being the most recent. So there was a debate, honestly, for a bit, which one I enjoyed more, honestly. And, like, my been a big debate, honestly. Like, I do enjoy both of these seasons, and I do love them, and look at that, I think they're all fantastic seasons of reality anime television. So it was definitely a bit of a toss-up for a bit, but in the end, I decided that my number 2 best season of Total Drama is the reboot. And the fact that this season ended up being so great is amazing. Now, eventually, I think when the season starts airing on Cartoon Network, I do plan on doing like an actual spoiler discussion on this season. So definitely stay tuned with that because there's a lot of stuff I really do want to talk about with this season that I'm not going to doing in my spoiler review. So I'm also going to keep details still to a minimal here because again, the season's obviously not fully out yet, so I think that's kind of unfair for a lot of people. That's why I'd be doing this ranking for a bit. So yeah. Basically, if you want my quick thoughts on the season, you can probably check out my original video where I talk about my quick thoughts. But again, when the season starts airing on Cartoon Network, I do plan on doing a spoiler-filled discussion on this season. So that, but to keep it simple, I thought this was a fantastic season of Total Drama. While I did my little nitpicks on certain aspects of the season, I still had a blast with it. It seems that I probably could have easily just catered to certain things and it could have just been this or that, but it kind of remembered, like, hey, this is why Total Drama was good. This is why Total Drama was actually enjoyable. And it worked. And they remembered why Total Drama was good in the first place. By sticking to the drama, having the characters be more than just their stereotypes, and you get some great character moments and all more great strategic gameplay that you would expect, honestly, in this season. Some really simple but fun and creative challenges that lead to some awesome, hilarious moments. Like, this probably ended up being the funniest season of Total Drama, in my opinion. And overall, just a season I don't think really has like any damn bad episodes, honestly. Well, some bad ones, obviously, but being the student episodes, I think they do a great job with you knowing who some of the characters are. Well, obviously, some get more treatment than others. Like, some could easily probably get more in later seasons. Well, they probably want to wait to get more development later seasons. Like, we'll see how that goes. But overall, the reboot, I think, does what a reboot really should do. Keep it simple. What made the original show so good in the first place. Who knows, it probably could be number 1 at some point, but I think I'm going to wait for to the Cartoon Network. So now I'm maybe watching it again to see what happens. Like, it probably could be number 1 honestly, but I think I'm going to keep it fair and just leave it at number 2 for right now, but it just feels good to actually enjoy a Total Drama season again. It feels good to actually love Total Drama again. So as you can tell, coming in number 1, we have the original Total Drama. I believe it was definitely like a little tiny bit close to being number 1. It possibly could be, but as of right now, I still think the original is still the best. And I remember when the season first aired on Cartoon Network in 2008, because obviously it was in 2007 in Canada first, but again, I remember when this season aired on Cartoon Network. I mean, I don't remember if I watched it at the very beginning or if I watched just another random episode. But once I started watching episodes, I was pretty much hooked on Total Drama ever since. I couldn't wait for the next episode. I couldn't wait to see what happened. Again, this was around the time I got into Survivor, so that definitely helped as well. But again, I was obsessed. We watched the episodes constantly. I realized a lot of the characters. I was shocked at certain eliminations. Like, I remember Coil's elimination. I was really sad about that for a couple weeks. No joke. No freaking joke. But as looking back on this, looking back on the show, while I definitely had shown its age in certain areas, and well, definitely some episodes are better than others, I still adore this season. I still adore the first season of Total Drama. Like, it's interesting seeing where it actually started, honestly. We're getting some characters get more screen time than others, and we're getting some moments, and just have some frustrating moments here and there. I couldn't help but fall back in love with Total Drama. I couldn't help but really enjoy what was going on this season. The challenges are amazing. The character engines are fantastic. And they actually elevate the characters above their stereotypes, make them more multi-dimensional characters, and you get some relationships and interactions between a lot of these characters that are just so great and fun to watch. But in short, this season has the perfect combination of everything I love about Total Drama. It has the great characters, the great drama, the great moments, and there's still a fantastic villain this season. Like some wonky stuff here and there, and her obviously getting some certain favors in some portions, like the final 11 episode, but she's still great antagonist of the season. Duncan's great, Owen's great, Gwen's great, LaShawna's great, Jeff is great, Izzy's great, DJ, like, lots of kids are great, honestly, and they do have some great balanced relationships and maybe back and forth. I've seen the beginning of some of these relationships and friendships throughout. Like, yeah, I love Total Drama. In my opinion, it's still the best season of Total Drama. And truly, I cannot see what to do with Total Drama going forward. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed me discussing every season of Total Drama. Again, let me know down below in the comments how would you rank every season of Total Drama down below. Again, I do plan to do some other Total Drama videos coming very soon. I don't know how often I'll have them, but I'm definitely very excited. And definitely want to know what Total Drama videos you want me to do. I do plan on the ones where I rank the premieres, where I rank the finales, where I rank the main villain of every season, get my best and worst episode every season, get my like a lot of different videos I plan on doing, because I do love talking about Total Drama, so I figured why hell not. So that's what I'm gonna do. Again, let me know down below in the comments what videos you want to see me do with Total Drama. I'm Samuel World from Samuel Productions. I will see you next time as always. Stay cool about that. Peace.